an incredible match. If I close my eyes and if I just forget that I'm eating beef, it's a miracle. But this is my new favorite. Hello, I'm Benjamin and we are on the Tasty Trail in Korea. Today we are in the Yeongju area. Yeongju city and Punggi, which is also close to Yeongju, are very famous for the magical Korean root. I mean the Korean ginseng, the ginseng panax, the ginseng which can cure all the diseases. So we are going to see that all together in the beautiful area of Yeongju. What a vibrant place! You can feel the energy in the air. Here we are in the Punggi Ginseng Festival. So I'm sure we are going to discover the origin of the famous Korean dynamism in this very special plant, the ginseng. As you can see, there are ginseng products everywhere, fresh ginseng and also ginseng food. A lot to discover. It's going to be a very good introduction for us, a first step into the world and realm of the ginseng, the famous Korean ginseng. Oh, that's the susam. Susam is a fresh root of ginseng that you can eat directly. You can use it for the cooking, for making juice, different recipes. But you cannot keep it for a long time because actually it's constituted by 75% of water. So if you want to keep it, you have different possibilities. You can dry it and then it would become the beksam. And if you steam it before drying, it's called the hongsam, which is really very precious and which is used for most of the medicine.
Susam.
Oh, susam이야? 맛있어.
Punggi Ginseng. 홍삼 엑기스.
오, 맞춰봐도 돼요?
네, 그럼요. 완전 싫다.
Extract, essence of ginseng.
진짜 홍삼.
직접 만드세요?
네?
직접 만드세요?
네. 아빠, 엄마랑 저랑.
A family business. The mother, the father, they cultivate and they make the product. And the daughter, she comes here to sell it.
홍삼 맛있죠?
예.
많이 드세요. 너무 좋아해.
근데 너무 많이 먹으면 뭐 몸에 나쁘지 않아요?
남자한테 따봉. 남자한테 최고. 진짜.
I knew it. You know, of course it's good for stamina. It's good for men. I'm going to be Superman tonight.
자,
맛있습니다.
진짜 맛있죠?
예, 여기 저 본초 강목이라는 책에서 보면
예.
예, 저 이 중국 명나라의 이 시진이 1500년대 이전에 우리 한국에서 벌써 인삼 재배가 되고 거래가 이루어졌다는 사실이 이 책 내용 안에 있습니다.
Oh, and this one is the 동의보감, right?
동의보감.
This is a famous medicinal book by Ho-jun. And I'm sure there is something about ginseng inside. 그 인삼에 대해서 좀 나오겠죠? 동의보감에 대해서도.
예, 인삼은 사람한테 가장 좋은 약이라고 동의보감에 나와 있습니다.
네.
예. 조선 인삼을 동경에다가 이제 이 특약점을 내어서 강판을 내걸고 이 팔던 이런 이 강판입니다.
Oh, interesting. Before going to the mountain to pick the sansam, the wild ginseng, which is rare, very precious, the people doing that job used to pray, to make a prayer to the god of the forest and the mountain. And that was used to symbolize the god as a kind of shrine. And you can see the people doing that offering and prayer here on that picture. And you can see on the picture, the boy is holding a ginseng. And this one is Yeongju 버섯인가요?
영지.
And this is the 버섯 called Yeongju. Both of them are food which are supposed to give you bullo, which is eternal use, and also 장이 or 장수, a long, 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 long life. We are really lucky to have found this gentleman because it's amazing the collection that he has gathered. He directly collected all these objects during many, many years. He went to Japan, to China, all over Korea to find these beautiful antiques, all related to ginseng. And we have here not only a specialist, but I would say a ginseng mania. 고맙습니다. Punggi Ginseng 만세.
풍기인삼 만세. 풍기인삼 만세.
That's the rice wine, the makgeolli made with jujube and of course ginseng. And look at that, ginseng, deep fried ginseng. 맛있겠다. I love a glass of rice wine. Thank you, 고맙습니다. It's the middle of the day, but anyway, it's the festival, so. 맛있어요. 예, 잘 어울려요. That's very good. If I had a sauce with it, like honey, for example, or a salty sauce, it would be perfect. But that's even like that is good. Very nice. 고맙습니다. 수고하세요. 안녕하세요, 선생님. 안녕하세요. 제가 프랑스 사람인데 뭐 한국 음식에 대한 다큐멘터리 하거든요. 그래서 이번에는 인삼 관련된 음식하고 영주 음식에 대해서 좀 많이 알고 싶은데 혹시 도와주시겠어요? 많이 전문가이시니까.
네네, 아주 잘 오셨어요.
아, 그래요?
네.
그래, 음식 만드는 장소로 한번 가볼까요?
선생님, 오늘 무슨 요리 보여주시겠습니까?
네, 게삼새예요.
게삼채.
네, 게삼새.
게삼채 뭡니까?
게삼새는 닭게자를 써서 닭고기와
예.
또 인삼과 채소가 어우러지는 음식.
아, 게삼채.
예.
이 영주 지방의 특별한 음식인가요?
네, 영주 지방의 특별한 음식이기도 하지만 옛날에 이제 궁중에서 드셨던 궁중 요리라고 생각하시면 돼요. 임금님이 드셨던 음식이에요. 네, 이렇게.
Look at that.
네.
So the broth is made with the soybeans, which have been simply mixed together with the broth coming from the chicken, from the boiling of the chicken with the ginseng. And that's it. And here we have a royal dish. This is the 게삼채. 게삼채. Now it's time to taste this delicious 게삼채. What a good compliment. It's an incredible match of texture and of taste, and really you have these subtle flavors of the pine nut, the ginseng, the shiitake mushroom. All together they make a fragrance which reminds you of the forest in autumn. But all that is really slightly expressed in the broth, and it's nothing overwhelming, nothing too strong. You know, basically, I like very much the samgyetang, but this is my new favorite. 그 삼계탕보다 100배 더 맛있습니다.
그렇죠. 더 맛있죠.
I'm going to stay here tonight. It's Seonbichon. It's a village which gathers a lot of old traditional houses which have been renovated in this place. Wow, that's nice. Traditional Korean room, sleeping on the floor, on the ondol, you know, the floor heating system. Very nice, traditional style, I like it.
When we first step into the doors, everything over here, just like what we saw in the movies and Korean shows, but we get to experience it firsthand.
Yeah, really, I think we would like to try stay one night here and for the experience how in 500 years, 600 years ago the people here lives.
So Brian, did you have a good night in the traditional house over there?
Yeah, it took me a little bit of time to get used to the sleeping on the floor and getting the temperature right in the
Yeah.
But after that, no, it was very comfortable. Could hear the sounds outside, and and at night you see so many stars here. That's what's really amazing about this place.
It is a beautiful place. By the way, today we are going to have a tour, a special guided tour by the curator of the Confucian Academy. So do you want to join us?
Oh, that would be great. Thanks.
Okay, let's go. 선생님 안녕하십니까?
아유 예.
예, 저 벤자민이라고 합니다.
예. 공기 좋은데 오셨는데 잘 주무셨습니까?
네.
예, 저 서원 쪽으로 제가 모시겠습니다.
예, 그 브렌티라는 친구예요. 같이 오시면 되죠?
네, 좋습니다.
예.
지금 이제 한국의 요 서원 입구가 이제 요 모델 서원이니까 이렇게 구조가 돼 있고요.
네.
예, 이제 안으로 들어가면 이제 학교 이제 강학당하고 사당하고 구분이 되어 있습니다.
네네.
예, 그래서 두 가지 기능이 있어서 하나는 제자를 기르는 이 강학 기능인 학교,
예.
저쪽에는 사당,
사당.
이렇게 동쪽에 학교, 서쪽에 사당 이런 식으로 건물이 앉아 있습니다.
Because this is not only an academy in the sense of what we think in the West, kind of just a school or university. It's also a place where you have to worship the spirit of the first teacher. So we are quite lucky because we are going to see a traditional ceremony offerings to the spirits of this shrine. It's made twice a month.
그리고 이제 저기 글씨의 주인공이 문성공이라는 분이 이제 유명한 그 안양 선생인데 중국에서 주자의 학문을 보따리째 우리 한국으로 수입하신 분이에요. 그래서 이분이 수입한 학문을 가지고 우리나라 한국의 전래 전통 사상과 이렇게 섞어서 체계화시킨 게 이제 성리학.
With bean powder.
These houses are very nice, but they still have a simplicity to them.
Exactly, and I think that's the spirit of the Confucian ideology. Actually, there was a saying which is in Chinese character, Go, Mu, Gu, An. It's from Confucius, and I think it was one of the basics in the education of Korean scholar. It means where you live, don't pursue comfort. It means first that in daily life, the most important thing is not the convenient aspect of things. You have to enjoy the simplicity, the rusticity of life, living in harmony with nature, but it means also that in your life what is important is the virtue, and to fight for the virtue you are going to lose your comfort, because the goal of life is not the material comfort, it's more the intellectual and spiritual comfort, which is the pursuit of virtue and meditation in order to live in harmony with nature and with the world in general. So that's, I think, a very, very important statement in the Korean Confucianism and the Korean ideology.
Mm-hmm. We could use a little bit more of that in our modern day lives, maybe.
I wish we would, yes. I think it's very important. And I'm sure. So what was the most memorable thing you have seen in this Yeongju area, in this trip?
I really like the Confucian school.
Yes.
I think that's very interesting that people would devote their lives to studying these kinds of things. And you know, it's a whole lifestyle that people accept down here. And I thought that was very interesting. And just the whole concept of trying to blend in with nature is very, very comforting. I enjoy being outside. I enjoy the trees and the mountains and the fact that you can live in that environment and coexist with it, not just tame it, but coexist with it, I think is a great idea. And that's what I like about this place.
That's the place. Look at that. The harvesting of the ginseng. Wow. Korean ginseng. Yeah. Wow, very interesting. Here we are, that's the place I was looking for. Gyeongbuk, that's the province in which we are. The Punggi Ginseng Experiment Station. That's the place where we are going to get all the information. If not, I don't know where we could get them. 과학적으로 보면 확실하게 인삼이 어떻게 몸에 좋은지 뭐라고 할 수 있을까요?
크게 그 말씀을 듣다시피 지금 현재 그 인삼 진동 사이로 장기간 이제 섭취할 경우에 가장 인체에 그 미치는 좋은 영향은 면역 기능 강화, 그다음 두 번째는 항암 작용이라고 말씀드릴 수가 있습니다. 예, 그거는 뭐 그 모든 논문에서도 그 효과에 대해서는 예, 아주 극명하게 보여주고 있습니다.
다른 인삼하고 비하면 혹시 붕기 인삼이나 뭐 한국 그 인삼은 뭐 성분이 또 많이 들어갈까요? 뭐 이렇게 과학적으로 비교하면?
과학적으로 비교했을 때 일단은 전체적인 종류가 많습니다. 저희 나라, 우리나라 삶 같은 경우에는 우리나라 같으면 지금 뭐 홍삼만 해도 한 30 정도 넘어가고 백삼 같으면 20 몇 정도 넘어가는데 그 다 합쳐서 한 38종 정도가 보고도가 있고, 그리고 일본에서 나오는 뭐 죽조산 같은 경우에는 한 15종 절반밖에 안 되면서 또 그 화기산 같은 경우도 한 20종 내외로 저희 산보다는 훨씬 더 그 종류가 적습니다. 이 종류의 그 다양성에 따라 가지고 인체에 들어가면은 그 상호 작용하는 게 다 틀리기 때문에 그 저희 나라 우리나라 삶이 훨씬 더 좋은 걸로.
I think what is important to say is that scientifically it has been proven that in the ginseng from Korea, especially the Punggi Ginseng, you have much more of these very important elements than in other kind of ginseng. And it is thanks to the climate, thanks to the special soil, and thanks also to the special tradition and technique that we have in Korea. We have had for centuries, that brings a very special ginseng, which is very rich in good elements. I think I need a coffee. I'm a little bit tired. A donuts place. That would be perfect for my sweet tooth. Coffee and donuts. 커피 있으시죠?
네.
이게 뭡니까? 이게 도넛인가요?
네, 도넛입니다. 찹쌀 도넛.
아, 찹쌀 도넛이에요. 미국식 도넛 아니라. 재밌네요. 이게 뭐 들어갑니까? 많아요?
인삼.
아, 인삼도 있어요.
인삼은 안에 안고 팥 대신에 수삼을 갈아놓고요.
네.
한국 대표가 홍삼 에키스가 유명하잖아요.
네.
홍삼 에키스를 넣어서 소스처냈고요.
와, 잘 되네요. 제가 인삼 먹으러 왔는데.
보세요.
네.
주문
Let's try
받아가지고.
the ginseng. Oh, and there are some sesame seeds on top, so it's a very nice roasted flavor, smoky flavor. And it's not bitter. 그 쓰지 않아요.
네, 안 쓰죠. 예, 예. 수삼이 이렇게 들어가니까
네.
덜 단맛을 덜하게 하고 또 소스 처리를 하니까 쓴맛도 없이고.
없어지고.
예, 예. 이렇게.
Very good balance. 오.
사과입니다.
이게 사과예요?
네.
So good.
외국 분들도 생각보다 사과 도넛을 되게 좋아하세요. 보시면.
아 그래요?
네. 사과 도넛 이제 애플맛 많이 난다고 되게
네.
좋아하시더라고요.
The texture is very nice. It's chewy. You see? The glutinous rice. It's not so oily. 느끼하지 않아요? 생각보다. 담백해요.
새콤달콤. 사과 새콤달콤한.
This is another treasure from the Yeongju area because it's not all about ginseng. We have also here another specialty, the apple. Beautiful apples because we have a very high altitude in the area, so it's a perfect climate for growing the apple. 안녕하십니까? 안녕하세요.
예, 어서 오세요.
아, 사과. 아, 예, 좋아요. 맛있겠다. 예, 고맙습니다.
이거는 산삼 배양근 찾는 건데 맛이 특이할 겁니다.
진짜 맛있어요.
자,
진짜
선물용. 선물용.
고맙습니다. 잘 먹겠습니다. So let's start with the soup. This soup is a specialty as well of the house. It's a gomtang. It's a clear soup of beef, but with ginseng. To make a very healthy, rich broth, which is of course full of nutrients, you can imagine, with all that. So this is something which is going to give you a lot of energy because it's full of important nutrients. And the taste is delicious. I love this kind of very clear, you see it's a white soup, and you eat it not because of the meat itself, or not because of the other ingredients, but because of the flavor. Apparently it's ready. Let's try a piece of this wonderfully cooked beef. If I close my eyes and if I just forget that I'm eating beef, I could think that I have not beef at all, but vegetable in my mouth. Let's try to focus. The fragrance I have in my mouth when eating this beef is leek. It's delicious. It reminds me of that French soup, very common in France, leek and potato soup. It's a miracle. There is no leek in this recipe. This is beef, this is not soup, this is not vegetable, but that's the result. So I guess I was right. You know, in Korea we try to get rid of this very strong meat flavor to just focus on the texture and maybe other kind of flavors and tastes.
고기에 인삼 냄새도 나고요. 너무 맛있어요.
너무 맛있어갖고 우리 지금 부산에서 일부러 여기 먹으러 여기까지 왔습니다.
Well, I think it's time to say goodbye and to leave this lovely place. I hope you enjoyed all the food we have discovered in Yeongju. I'll see you next time on our tasty trail. Bye-bye.